In this video, I'll show you how I make a liner, not only for a jacket, but for anything. Welcome back to the studio. My name is Ben. I'm an artist and designer based out of Oakland, California, and I make clothes and art out of secondhand and upcycled materials. In today's video, as I said, I'm making a liner for this jacket. I made the outer shell off camera out of 100% cotton. It's made out of a charcoal gray pinstripe and a black pinstripe. These both are 100% cotton, and I'm using the charcoal gray also for the liner, which is what I will be using in this video. After cutting out my fabric and folding it in half with the pattern matched up, it was time to trace out all my pattern pieces. These are the same pattern pieces I used for the outer shell, and I'm just going to take out from that original shape rather than make a whole new pattern piece for the liner. After tracing out all my pieces and cutting them out, I was ready to start serging. For all the seams except for the side seams, I like to serge at my normal seam allowance just with my serger. This takes out some bulk and leaves extra room for the outer shell to sit on top. Then I'll go and top stitch all of those serged seams with an 1/8 inch edge stitch foot. This makes sure the liner stays flat on the inside of the garment and I won't run into any bunching later on. When sewing, you want to make sure the liner is flat and smaller than the outer shell. After we sew up all the arm panels, that being the elbow pieces, the forearm, and the top 2 sleeve panels, it was then time to attach them to the front panels. This is something that I would recommend doing with pins for the most part. However, because I patterned in the hood to the body panels, I prefer to not pin it. This just gives me a little bit more control with the fabric, and I will use the same technique to attach the back panel. When attaching the back panel, I wanted to attach it with the straight stitch just because of how curved that piece is. And once I had that all sewn up and serged, it was then time to do the side seam. For the side seam, as I said earlier, I like to take out just a little bit. So what I do is actually sew an 1/8 inch more in from my seam allowance, so this being 5/8. And then once both sides are fully sewn up and top stitched, I could then sew it into the jacket. But that part is going to be in the next video, so stay tuned for that. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them down below in the comments, and I'll get back to you shortly. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.